All right, how goes it, good folks? So I'm back. I was in Nigeria for 4 months, um, learning the methods that they use to make. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. I apologize. Learning the methods that they use to make their traditional black powder firearms that they use um, for hunting. So that country has pretty tight gun laws, and they can't. Most people either can't really own a shotgun, which is the next step up from this for them, um, or it's just it's an added expense, So they make these. So these run on black powder, which is a combination of carbon, sulfur, and saltpeter, a specific combination. And this is the action of the gun. So this is the hammer, and this is a spring for the trigger. So when you pull this trigger back, it loads a spring. I'm sorry, am I saying that right? And the spring is loaded, keeps the trigger down, keeps the trigger locked into this part of the hammer here. So you'll wind up once I fix this, you'll wind up cocking that hammer back, and that spring will keep that trigger holding that hammer in place. And what you're loading is the actual hammer spring. That spring is stronger than this one, and basically when you pull that trigger, you'll release this little mouth here from the place that I've chosen inside of that hammer, on the back of that hammer, to be the best place. This is where we want it to cock to, and it'll release it from there, slide it all the way back down here, and then that hammer will smack this, which is its kind of anvil. Basically, this is I don't know what English word they use for it. This is a borno, is what they call it, and over there with the people I was with in Nigeria. So these are all forged out on an anvil and cleaned up with files. Usually we have grinders here, so I use a grinder. It's forged out, and this actually needs a hole in it all the way through. And so this piece basically, let me see if I can switch hands. This piece basically goes into your piping like that, and this part actually leans down like this. So this, I'm gonna alter the shape of this today, I believe. And I'm just kind of here. I'm having a little bit difficulty matching this tapered thread. Finding a tool to match that tapered thread to a tapered thread I'd put inside of this piece here. But at any rate, this guy goes into there like that, and it sits inside of that piece. So this guy basically feeds your cap. The explosion is coming from your cap on down into the barrel. And this is of course a muzzle loader. That's what makes it legal. It's an antique style gun. That's what makes it legal for anybody to make it. You don't have to have like a license to be a firearms manufacturer or whatever. But you load you load your black powder and your ammunition into that pipe, tamp it down so it's sitting here in the back of your sealed muzzle, and you put your cap on here, and it's gonna transfer that explosion down through this very thin opening on the end of this, and into the black powder, which then creates the explosion and sends your projectile downrange. This is my first gun stock that I made by myself. I had two firearms that had been worked on in Nigeria. I had made almost every part. I had participated in the making of almost every part of one of them. It's beautiful. It's confiscated by the Nigerian security at the airport. I declared it. They said you can't bring this through. Pretty agitating. But what can you do? So anyways, this is where I'm at with it. There's some more that needs to be done. I'll update you, but I'm excited about this. I'm gonna have to put it together, test it. We've tested it, so that the parts are legit. I mean, the things that they use, this black steel pipe that they use, they're legit. I mean, we've tested it with the maximum amount that you're actually of powder that you're supposed to put in, and we've tested more than that maximum amount, way more actually. That was kind of an accidental thing, and it was fine. And we've got a couple opinions on loads, on powder loads. So I'm gonna lean toward the lower opinion on the maximum load, because it was, the guys I'm working with, they're smiths over there, but they're also hunters, and hunters are around. This guy was like an elder hunter association, either chief or leader, or, he's a big guy. So real humble, actually, real nice guy. Actually, I like him a lot. But he gave me a he suggested that the tolerance was a lot lower than what my makers, the people who made the firearm, did. So we'll ride with that lower tolerance. So yeah, so the next step is just finish it, get everything all together, clean this stock up more. I just kind of roughed it out. It's shaped a little bit, but it's not really it's not pretty. And then you carve out the channel where the barrel sits. This is these guns are kind of they call them long rifles. I believe I've heard that term applied. I can be incorrectly applying it here, but they call them long rifles. It's pretty long, and this one's actually the barrel is pretty short, but just the way that these are made, this part can be pretty long, and then they make the stocks pretty long too. So longer your barrel, the better your accuracy, is the idea with a smooth bore. Not so smooth bore. I mean, this pipe has like a seam in it and everything, so I can't imagine that you're gonna be getting. I wonder where you'll be accurate. How far you'll be accurate. At what distances. This is still a pretty big opening as well. You can shoot a ball bearing out of there that's closer fit, so that would be probably one of the ways I'd work. They use a much smaller ammo that they produce, I think out of lead or something like that. They cast their own and sell them. Well, it looks like they cast their own and sell them. And you can take. They told me you can take it out of shotgun shells, the shot, and use that. And they were saying basically, there's a bigger pipe that we would use a much bigger pipe here for black powder musket. Around this size here. And what they told me is that for their setup, for how they work, that bigger black powder, that bigger pipe is cool, and you can use it, and it can take more powder, etc., etc. But the smaller ones are more accurate. So I even wanted to get a smaller one than what I got, but this is a decent size. And I suppose that they're just, in terms of accuracy for them, I think, you know, it's just the pipe, the inside diameter is smaller on the smaller pipe. So with that inside diameter being what it is, it's going to fit closer to whatever rounds that you're putting in there, and they're not going to bounce around on the inside of a big huge space and then shoot out, however, kind of like, you know, shotgun blast. So I guess that's how they deal with, you know, accuracy issues. Anyway, that's what I'm working on now. That's what I was working on, learning for 4 months. I forged all this by myself, every part of it. Had to remake everything. Well, not the little back part here, the board it's all sitting on. I didn't have to remake that, but all the rest of the stuff, and I haven't remade this yet, but all the rest of the stuff I had to remake because they confiscated my stuff trying to leave the country. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. Peace.